welcome to the GT vs. Slider podcast. I'm your host, Anime Quinn Mallory Danime, and with me is Bob.
Hey guys,
from GigaBoots.com and Jay from Halcyon.com.
I'm here
to talk about Dragon Ball.
Yeah, to talk about Dragon Ball, man.
You know,
the best Dragon Ball installment, Dragon Ball GT.
But I thought we were talking about Sliderz today. How did I get roped into this?
No, it's the GT versus Sliderz podcast.
Oh, no. I heard Quinn Mallory and I was like, I'm here. And
then Bob being the hugest Quinn Mallory fan. Like you guys don't know, but underneath those polos is a Quinn Mallory t-shirt that he wears at all times.
Yeah, he actually dressed up as Quinn Mallory at a con recently. No one recognized it because he just dressed as a white man.
Yeah,
Bob and whiteface.
Yeah, they didn't get it's disgusting. But welcome to this episode. So today we're going to be comparing the good, the bad, and I forgot the title.
Wealthy.
Of the episode. Yeah, the good, bad, and the wealthy from season 2, episode 4 of Sliderz.
Beautiful name.
To the Desert Planet episode, what is it, 4 through 6?
Yes.
No, 3 through 5.
I was like,
there we go. Episode 3 through 5 of Dragon Ball GT. Mm-hmm. The reason why is because that is the most Sliderz episode so far in Dragon Ball GT.
Yes.
I haven't seen all of it, but for what I have seen, it's pretty Sliderz.
Yeah, it is very Sliderz. Intensely Sliderz.
You get that light burn on your face as you deal with the plot.
Like, I wanted to say that
Sliderz burn.
You know, I was gonna come in here like ironically and just come in swinging hard for GT and just talk out of my ass.
But then you saw a fucking 44-minute live-action television series made in 1996 where lawyers were cowboys in an alternate dimension.
Never mind. Clearly, I don't have to pretend GT is the better one because GT was just the fucking better one.
Now, the best thing is my fan base, as me and Bob bring up in all of these videos Sliderz, they all think I'm comparing GT to hamburgers,
which is very fair. Sliderz has not been relevant in a decade plus.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying as a fair competition. I'm like, no, Bob. Hamburgers versus GT is real easy.
Yeah, no.
Well, wait.
Even Hardy's Sliderz were better than GT.
Okay. McDonald's existed. If you're going to tell me that McDonald's burgers are better than GT, I'm going to fist fight you right here on this goddamn podcast.
But McDonald's never made Sliderz.
Yeah, they didn't call them Sliderz.
So we can only compare Crystal, White Castle, Hardee's.
Now, are we going with fresh White Castle or White Castle from the box at a Walmart?
You can compare either. You can compare either to GT. But this episode, we're going to stick to the series Sliderz, not the burger Sliderz.
Screw that. Let's just do the burgers. Let's go get them right now.
Okay.
Yeah, because Crystal's is open at 4 in the morning.
Yeah, that's
should be. God damn it should be. Now I'm angry. Why you gotta say things that don't exist? These alternate realities of thought.
Because we're watching Sliderz. It's on theme.
It is on theme. Well, thank you for bringing us back to
the
Sliderz.
ultimate dimension where Krispy Kreme and Crystals are both 24/7.
As regular listeners of this show will know, Sliderz is a series about Quinn Mallory, his pseudo-girlfriend, his professor, and some black guy traveling to alternate dimensions.
I wish that weren't so accurate.
Dude, he literally is only in the plot because he drove past at the moment the portal appears.
That's hilarious.
Oh my God.
He's not tied to any key member of the plot at all.
So he is the Winston of Sliderz.
Yes.
He's just the black guy. He's not a scientist.
Winston showed up for a job.
Right.
Whereas this guy was just driving down a random road.
I never saw the first episode of Sliderz. I always assumed Sliderz just started and it was already Sliderz.
Right, you would think. But no, they set it up. And honestly, they do a fairly competent job in that first episode, which you will quickly be disappointed by when the episodes become, what if Russia? Am I right?
What if that again? Prison?
Am I double right?
What if cowboy lawyers?
No, see, that's when it gets brilliant. Let's talk about it. This episode of Sliderz, Quinn and friends travel. They slide into an alternate universe full of corporate CEOs, corporate lawyers who are gunslingers. They're called negotiators. And they can do whatever the plot needs them to do because the plot does a lot of weird, ambiguous things it doesn't feel like explaining.
Yeah, it really feels like they have no idea what they're trying to do.
At one point, they say...
They're brokers?
You know corporate gunslingers? Yeah, well, in this world, they're real. They're actual gunslingers. And I'm like, oh my god, that's how this episode got made. Some guy called lawyers corporate gunslingers, which is a thing. And then some other guy was like, what if they were real? Because apparently Sliderz is written by BoJack Horseman's roommate. Todd.
So, yeah, like the people who wrote this, I don't think have any understanding of how lawyers work.
No.
How
financial markets work.
How
no.
shares
what the
work.
SEC does.
Yeah.
No. What going public is. So going public with your company is now gambling at a
bar.
poker table.
Right. And well, NASDAQ
casino-like area. NASDAQ ticker.
Yeah, tickers go by. It's like you don't even have that. Doesn't have anything to do with what's going on.
Yeah, they have like that stock market shit going across like in a bar.
He plays a hand in poker, and he's like, "I'll raise you $35 compact presarios and a $15 some other random company." And then the other guy's like, "Well, I fold." And that's the episode. It's just they have them say things that they think are so fucking brilliant.
Okay, so like, you know, Old West Town, that's where they show up in.
Yeah, they show up in San Francisco, wait for it, Texas. Because Texas is now America.
Yeah, everything. Yeah. They even have like the kid references watching the show Mighty Morphin Texas Rangers. Which I really hope the Red Ranger is Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
I feel like that by now in the Power Rangers like shows that has to have actually happened.
You know,
maybe.
Okay.
I'm not huge into
there has
Sentai.
never actually been a cowboy themed Ranger series.
They got to cell phones before Cowboys.
I feel like I've seen parody Cowboy Rangers.
Okay,
I mean, I've seen that.
There was a weird episode where like the Kimberly time traveled to the past, and she had to get the past relatives of her friends.
Is he still talking about Slider?
Is that the fake girlfriend?
Yeah,
I think Ranger.
Maybe that's Wade's first name.
But yeah, no, they didn't have cowboy-themed Rangers technically for like a two-parter of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
I'm glad. Now I can rest in peace. But yeah, they travel to this alternate dimension where it's San Francisco, Texas. They walk into the first bar, and in the first bar, some guy's gonna mess up another dude. Quinn gets in the way, and that means he negotiated. So he gets a gun drawn on him, and they're gonna have a gun duel, but then Quinn's like, I don't have a gun. Calm down, bro. And some guy throws him a gun in a really cool slow-mo shot, and then he catches it, and
Which,
he
by
goes,
the way, they're
get ready to draw. And then he just fucking draws the gun like it was like secondhand nature to him, and he blows the guy away. Quinn just murders the dude straight up.
And like, okay, they reference the fact that like Quinn's super peaceful, that he's never pulled a gun on anyone.
Yes, but the guy made it clear that if he tried to walk away, he would shoot Quinn in the back.
Right. But like they never established like, because this guy's supposed to be like the quickest draw in this fucking city.
Yes.
Yeah, he's like the best around.
And Quinn fucking just shoots him dead.
Quinn is a fucking gigabrain. He invented traveling through multiple dimensions via a very catchy 1996 television series. That's how smart he is.
So yeah, they never established the fact, because everyone brings up like, how the hell did this guy who's never held a gun do this? They never actually established how he did that.
Let me explain. This is the first tip of writing a Sliderz episode. Have someone question the obvious problem with your writing. Have someone else immediately interrupt them to talk about anything else.
Right?
Yeah.
That happened, I feel like, 2 times about this one thing.
Yes, twice about one thing, 4 times total.
Probably.
In this one episode.
They even have the girl say, like, there's this other woman who's like, says that she's the reason that he's able to do that. She's the one who killed that guy.
She's the one that killed that guy. I forgot about that. But then they never established, and they cut away and never actually established how she did that.
Yeah.
Like, did she just take the bolts out of his gun? Like, they could have had a section like that where we saw, oh, well, it was rigged. He just couldn't fire.
And then it's like, hey, editor, I noticed you took out the scene that kind of explained that. And he's like, oh, I edited for pacing. And they all just look at each other like, look at this motherfucker over here. He thinks he's making art.
You gotta tell me Sliderz isn't high art.
Oh, it is art. That is for goddamn sure.
I like how like every scene, it seemed like every scene that was outside, some angles were shot at night and some weren't.
Non-stop.
Yeah, like
It's
every
really
single
weird.
time they went outside, it was like, what is going on?
Yeah. Oh my god, no, just the cinematography in this whole fucking episode was so weird. Like just really weird angles for
Like
some shit.
super low, aimed at their neck instead of their chin or their face.
Like when they first get to the
Tops of heads cut off constantly. It doesn't-
non-stop. Right? For some reason, the black guy cowboy is constantly clipping the top of the frame in his shots, and I don't get it.
You guys remember how the episode started, though, right? Where the camera is trying to follow the main cast as they walk through this weird, this
crowded
crowded town.
Yeah.
And
crowded
it's literally
Wild West
like
town.
it's not even showing them; it's showing these bars that are in front of them
And the backs
signs.
of people and signs. It's literally the ratio is 1 out of 10 seconds will actually feature a face of any cast member, and they hold on this shot for
my
a
God.
long time.
My favorite shot is when they after Quinn shoots that guy and they bring him to the big corporate office and cuts to the guys, talking to him, the corporate guys, and it cuts back to Quinn, and Quinn's out of focus because a black dude's about to step into frame in the foreground. He's in focus, but he
Yes.
was not in frame to begin with.
Yes,
So you just
they
have
plugged the focus for Black Dude Cowboy, and he's like, "Oh, I'm here. Did I show up late for this shot?"
yeah, like he walks into shot like 3 seconds where it's just fuzzy ass out of focus Quinn.
Yeah,
Is
no,
Quinn talking too?
Yeah.
So it's even more like, why isn't it focused?
Quinn says something in
They might
response.
as well just mic'd up the Black Dude Cowboy and not Quinn.
Right?
That would have been amazing.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, there was a ton of production shortcomings. Because I wouldn't call them flubs. I feel like they intentionally did everything they did. They were just all bad choices.
Yeah. God, there was like talking about like just the horrible framing. You had like shots where like the bottom of the frame would be like below like a person's waist.
Yes.
And then the top of the frame would be cutting the top of their fucking head off.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Black Dude Cowboy really got gypped that episode. He got that shot like 30 times or something.
I feel like everyone got that shot. Like, okay, probably Black Guy Cowboy did get it the worst.
I mean, there was one scene, a minute
Look,
or
he
two
was
long
taller than
scene.
they expected, okay?
Yeah.
They originally had a different guy.
Turns out their tripods only go high enough to shoot Quinn correctly.
The role was like all the framing was originally designed for Gary Coleman, and he backed out. So then they had to like get like a normal sized black guy, and they were like, "Shit, well we already set the camera for these heights. Can't go back and fix it."
It would be amazing if they wrote the entire episode around a black midget cowboy.
Now if you said it out loud, it's even better.
And then when the black midget backed out, they were like, "Well, he still needs to be black." Like that was the more important part.
Well, everyone else in this fucking episode's white. That 90% of this cast is white guys in cowboy hats.
Right, you expect them to be eating drinking a smoothie and eating a kale salad while talking to each other. It's so fucking white in here.
It is.
It is amazingly white.
There's the one black guy. Also, I want to say something we haven't mentioned is the aesthetic for this episode, like this world, is like I said, they show up in like cowboy town.
Yes.
But then there's fully industrial city on the
distance,
horizon.
You can see San Francisco,
Like skyscrapers
as you would
and shit.
expect.
Yeah,
Right,
and
then
that's-
most of the episodes take place in like modern San Francisco areas.
But then like all the corporate shit, they go to like the saloons to like play cards and shoot each other.
Not
Yeah.
always. Sometimes they go into the high rise to sit in their offices and feel important.
Right, but
and
when
do a
they're
Mexican
at the
stand-up.
open market.
when they're doing their
they-
SEC bidding poker
Yes, NASDAQ.
Yeah.
remix. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I can't tell like, are these guys lawyers? Are they businessmen? Are like, are
And
they
it's
like
even weirder because the episode, when Quinn murders the other guy, he's taken by the police to the police office.
Right,
And then one of the negotiators from the law firm that he murdered a guy from comes in and is like, you should let us have this guy. And he's like, no, he's my, what's the term?
My
suspect or whatever.
Okay, there's no suspicion here.
Oh, I know.
Quinn shot him. Quinn was just like, fuck, I shot him.
I can't remember the fucking word he used, but he's my captain. Fucking shit. Doesn't matter. In any case.
Right.
And then the guy from the law firm's like, I don't think you heard me. The guy who owns the law firm would be really disappointed if you didn't hand him over to us. And then he's like, oh, okay. So then he walks out of this fucking police office.
Yeah.
It's just so
And the weird thing is, though, is that killing people, like in these corporate standoffs, is a completely legal thing in this world, yet for some reason...
But Quinn didn't have an MBA.
Yeah, he didn't go to law school.
He wasn't a member of the bar or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
that's the whole reason he got almost arrested.
Yeah.
But I feel like they didn't know that when they were arresting him. He was just being arrested. They didn't start questioning him about that shit until after he was already arrested.
Well, they brought him in for questioning. And then they were like...
Wait, so after every corporate, takeover, whatever the fuck you want to call that shit?
Everyone, they usually tell because they're wearing nice suits.
Yeah,
Quinn wasn't
he didn't look
nice
rich
suit.
enough. No, he looked like he might be able to afford a nice smoothie, but not a nice car, That's the level of white Californian he ranked as, but...
Right.
I don't know. I don't.
It was weird though. I'll admit,
Every part of this universe is that.
Yeah, nothing really makes sense.
Because when you go public with your company, you play poker, and you bet stocks of other companies.
Yeah.
Once again, these people are all lawyers somehow.
Yeah,
that's what they keep referring to.
Some of them, and they say they look in the phone book for lawyers. And it says
redirects to negotiators.
It's like, if lawyers don't exist in this universe,
why are you calling...
Maybe they did at one point.
Maybe.
Yeah, because they refer to themselves as lawyers.
In a truly great episode of Sliderz, John Rhys Davies would have been rambling for minutes to explain the universe that they don't have time to show explanation for. He'd be like, well, let me explain to you, Mr. Mallory, the entire plot of this episode. Because he would explain the universes.
He tried to do that to Wade.
He did it one scene for 8 seconds.
Right,
That is way too low for an episode of Sliderz. Normally you get at least a minute and a half.
But we had to get a lot of time to introduce the lady and her kid.
Look, it's important to introduce the lady and her kid because you need the Mexican standoff between 4 corporate gunslingers, Quinn, a child, and a woman, and a police officer.
3 police officers. There you go.
I don't...
Clearly, some motherfucker wasn't paying attention.
Were there 3 police officers?
I think so.
Yeah,
I feel like that's right.
Look.
There are at least 2.
Look.
I'm actually not talking out of my ass this time.
Don't question me. Don't listen to Halcyon. I'm the only actual Sliderz fan here. And yes, it is fully ironic.
Hey, I was watching Sliderz back in the 90s.
Yeah, so was I.
Yeah, you're old. Good job. Congratulations on that, motherfucker.
I've got 3 years on you.
Shut the fuck up.
You're in your goddamn 30s also.
No, I'm in my 30s. Singular. Thank you. Hey, Bob.
Hey, what's up?
On a scale of Sliderz episodes, because you've had a mild sampling of Sliderz.
I've seen way too much Sliderz.
There was that time I binged like 40 episodes, 30 episodes of Sliderz, and I made you watch, let's say 4 or 5.
Something like that.
Something like that. You just stumbled in, unfortunately, on 4 or 5 episodes of Sliderz. How do you rank this episode of Sliderz? Is it better because it's the best?
I feel like this is the best episode of Sliderz I've seen.
It's not the best episode of Sliderz, so let's be clear right now. But it is amazingly dumb.
Right, because the rest of those episodes I saw, way too many of them were post-Sci-Fi Channel, and all the insanity that brought from them switching out main actors.
I'm really sad that a lot of, like, you and Halcyon seem to have seen a lot of the Sci-Fi run. I basically watched none of that because they got rid of Quinn Mallory.
Right.
They got rid of the main actor.
Thing is, I must have watched reruns on Sci-Fi because I've only ever seen the episodes with Jerry O'Connell.
Wow.
Yeah, I never knew he was ever replaced until you told me.
I didn't see the replacement ones until you were watching them.
Oh yeah, no. There's a slide that goes tragically wrong once Sci-Fi foots the bill, and Quinn Mallory's soul is juxtaposed into another person's body.
You know what?
So it turns into Quantum Leap? That sounds like already a better show.
Kind of, 1, but 2. The problem is he has
Does
both.
Does he become retarded?
No. It's
Damn
not
it.
that one episode of Quantum Leap where the Quantum Leap guy leaps into a disabled person and goes, "Oh no, I'm retarded," and somehow this is serious.
Right.
I cannot fucking. Somebody sent me the YouTube clip. They just sent me the clip of the guy from Quantum Leap saying that, and I go, "Oh Christ, I don't want to see if that's real." I know it is. I don't want to watch that episode.
Honestly, I really wish we had watched it for this podcast. I was fighting for it.
He was.
But it's
swinging
like
for the
3 in the
fences.
goddamn morning, so.
Man, if we said every time it was 3 in the goddamn morning in our videos, we'd basically say 3 in the goddamn morning in every video.
At least about 4 a week.
Yeah. Easily. In every episode of Super vs. GT.
Yes.
So, the whole reason we're doing GT versus Sliders is GT, it seems to be sliding into a Sliders thing. It's kind of dipping its toe in it. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's like, hey.
we're going to travel to these alternate worlds, which all have these cultures and societies that we have to deal with and resolve a problem. And in the Desert Trio Desert Planet episodes 3 through 5, it actually tries to have a society, to have them integrate into it and try to solve a problem as they learn about the world. And then every other episode after that we've seen, which we've seen up to episode 8 as of this recording, it just seems to like not care to do that. It's like,
That's hard.
welcome to Little Big Planet.
I mean, to be fair, at this point, the GT writing staff had like just completely thrown out their old stories for this fucking arc and went, we need a new storyline quick because this storyline's boring and dumb.
We don't want to make Sliderz.
Yeah,
Weird.
basically.
Really?
Because
like-
that's a life goal of mine. Like, if
Like-
you
like the moment they
think
got
for
to
a
the merch-
second, I don't want to make a very expensive parody of Sliders, you're a moron.
Like, I'm pretty sure the only reason that the following 3 episodes after the Merchant Planet, is Sliders-esque,
Yeah.
is because they were like, they needed those 3 weeks to start planning
Yes.
out a new arc.
Absolutely. That's absolutely what it was. Man, that fucking giant planet gets me.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
no,
like, here's a bunch of shit, and Goku's flying in a fucking giant's mouth and pulling out a Dragon Ball. And I'm just like, what the fuck is... Was that
Look.
Peter and the Wolf? That isn't public domain anymore. You can't sing that on this podcast. We're going to get claimed.
Wait, I'm thinking go out of public domain?
Yeah, actually. Interesting thing about international copyright law. Peter and the Wolf at one point in our lives was public domain and is no longer.
Oh,
Weird.
because of...
Will be fucking ancient by the time it's public domain again.
because,
like 50.
Because of how Disney keeps extending it.
It's that and weird interactions with Russian copyright law. Like it's super weird. It's
okay.
super weird.
I wonder if at any point, like, Lupin's going to be no longer, like, in, like, the original Arsene Lupin is going to no longer be, like, public domain and going to be...
Well,
like,
is it owned by an individual artist or corporations? Because corporations live forever, and that was the problem with corporations and why we shouldn't allow them to exist.
it's owned by the LeBlanc estate.
Yeah, they're just gonna own it forever.
Yeah.
probably.
Well, because like it's in the public domain right now, which is why like they're able to call him Arsene Lupin like in modern English dubs and actually call him Lupin.
Huh.
Yeah, that was a thing that started happening around the time that we started getting Lupin more like readily in the U.S. Like whenever
That was a point in time, Bob. I didn't catch it.
that small little period for like 2 years where like Geneon was releasing it and Funimation was releasing it.
It wasn't getting a lot more airtime or anything. You're just saying that's when they actually brought it to us.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Like during that time frame. Because we had gotten like little bits of Lupin before that, but then we were getting weird shit like they were calling him the Wolf or like Rupin to avoid, stepping on Maurice LeBlanc's toes.
I don't know why they didn't just call him Lupin.
Lumpia.
Yeah, Lumpia the Third. Da-da-da-da-da. He's delicious.
I guess.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that Sliderz may have done a worse job at being Sliderz in the Cowboy episode than GT did of being Sliderz in the Desert Trio.
I don't know.
I mean,
because Sliderz takes piece Sliderz when things aren't properly written and make no sense. And the Cowboy episode made no sense.
I mean, they literally 4 times were like, "Hey, how does that work?" And then someone's like, "We have no time. It was Destiny 1."
Yes.
Oh my god, the way this fucking episode of Sliderz ended, where just John Rhys Davies, in the middle of them having like a conflict, pulls out the little friggin' gateway opening device.
His little dialogue thing, his sentence he says, implies that this was the plan all along. He's like, "Now, Mr. Mallory," and Mr. Mallory just sort of nods or whatever, and then he hits the button and the portal opens. In the middle of this crowd of people who are having a gunslinger duel and a confrontation. It's every main character in the episode, and they're all gathered around.
And Quinn's just talking about how they need to give up all this violence. And then he just jumps at the portal. It's
like you need to give up the violence, and he basically calls the sheriff a pussy, and then the sheriff finally goes and arrests the bad guy, or like I guess implies he's gonna arrest the bad guy, who like was responsible for killing some people, even though this is a world where you're totally allowed to kill people.
My favorite thing about writing shitty Sliderz parody is having the main character proselytize at the end of every episode very poorly. Yes. Listen, bad people. They fucking suck. But you're a pussy. Grow a goddamn dick. Okay, let's go.
It's like the monologue from the end of Mars Attacks level of just...
Yes.
Wow, man.
And then Dr. Aggro
was good enough.
And then Dr. Aggro's like, "Are you ready?" And I'm like, "Yes, Dr. Aggro." And he hits the button and a portal appears.
I'm really disappointed that your attention like to slide into like lawyer duels are bad and wrong. We need a new, stronger word for it.
Oh, no.
Like bad wrong. Or badong.
Look, I can't make a parody of Sliderz while ripping off other 90s material. That's just not safe.
I'm still really angry that Kung Pao isn't in fucking print anymore.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that. That's fucked up.
Yeah, like one of these days, my stupid ass is just gonna throw $80 at some random fucko on eBay so I can fucking own goddamn Kung Pao on fucking DVD.
She's gonna do that, and I swear to God, some random fucko is gonna be the store's name on eBay.
And then 2 weeks later, it's going to be
And then I'm gonna fucking watch on your gorgeous ass television.
Yep. Oh yeah, no, that TV's good. I have been doing my absolute best to not talk about that TV during every video this week. It's a really good TV.
But yeah, like this episode of like this 3-parter of GT, it's dumb, it's super Slidersy, it's cogent. Like
it's cogent in a way that normally Sliderz does a better job of feigning at, but this episode of Sliderz is just a shambling mess of ideas.
Right, whereas GT here, it knows the universe is super, super simple. Just, oh man, this guy's got all the money and taxing everybody.
Yeah.
And like, it's the easiest thing ever.
Blue space juice.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. That's the only ideas it has. Meanwhile, you can tell the fucking Bible for this episode of this series, the Sliderz, was written on a cocaine binge. Right? It's a shambling mess of ideas, none of which make any sense.
I'm just saying, at no point...
somebody draws a gun on a person who's unarmed, and somebody else just shouts as though they have Tourette's. That's an SEC filing violation. Okay. And it's just like, what the...
Okay, I'm going to say two things.
Yeah.
This episode of Sliderz did not have Jerry O'Connell strapped, like, chained to a bed that had a friggin', like, thing that was charging him by the second for sitting on it.
Which is weird, because that is a very Sliderz thing. Things like that happen in other Sliderz episodes.
And it didn't happen in this one, so automatically, boom.
I'm going to say... agreed.
Also, this episode is
a better Sliderz episode than the Sliderz episode.
All right,
Continue.
there we go. The next thing I'm going to say is to double down on your sci-fi goodness. These episodes of GT had a blue Ferengi. Because I know what a goddamn Ferengi is. God damn it, Daniel.
Why does he think I don't think he knows what a Ferengi is? That's weird.
Why would he say that?
Why would I even talk about the Ferengi? Those are brown space Jews. That's not in GT at all.
But yeah, I'm just saying, like, you know, it has a blue Ferengi who's like ripped and has like a boxer's like jacket, like a hoodie. Yeah. You know, he's super cool looking, and
but I mean, the leader of the corporation, he's pretty cool.
I mean, he also wears.
I mean, he's white.
He's white
and
he's
a
got
cowboy.
He's got. I like that all the lawyers wear that cowboy
They wear
thing.
that cowboy
What is-
button-up shirt thing.
But yeah, whatever that weird thing with two strings
Tassels?
coming out.
Yeah,
of
Yeah.
it.
It's got, like,
the
weird
string with like
tassel
little
strings.
metal buckle thing in it.
Yeah,
that's
around
weird.
their fucking neck.
Yeah.
It's just like incredible.
They all have that.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Also, the idea that this one corporation has, what was it, 13,000 gunslingers in 5 cities across the U.S. And it's like, damn, you're just a murder factory.
Yeah, I was thinking of like, man, early on in this episode, I was like, is this gonna go straight up into like Metal Gear Rising Revengeance levels of?
It could have.
This is all.
That
just-
would have been great.
right.
That would have made me immediately go, this is so much better than these episodes of GT.
Real quick, continue what you're saying. Like, where...
Because Revengeance gets to the whole thing of like governments and police being run by like
PMCs.
paramilitary groups. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, is it gonna go there? Because that's pretty cool.
I mean, it kind of did,
Right,
but it
but they
didn't
didn't-
drive it home hard enough.
Yeah, it didn't really pay off on that.
Yeah.
I feel like what we're missing is a corrupt politician. The police
Fair.
officer, the sheriff, doesn't count.
I
Not
feel like
He's complacent corrupt. He's not villain corrupt.
He's not, the senator.
right.
like I feel like you don't have like a real good central like antagonist for like this entire like the entire setting of this world.
That's because the antagonist is a piece of shit and not good. Like, he's not a good antagonist.
Yeah.
He's there.
He's just a guy who's
He's
wants
just
to
one of the
corporate takeovers.
16 white guys. Like,
Yes.
he doesn't look any different.
I mean,
Yeah, no, like he's completely like compare him to Don Key though from Dragon Ball GT.
You're right. I now appreciate him much more.
Yeah.
Boy, that white guy was
Like, I mean-
really great.
Right? Jeez.
Way better than Don Key.
You motherfuckers! I remember with Don Key.
Don Key.
I remember Don Key. He was super gay and he was pink and he was like greedy and loved money.
I
You
remember
hear
the traits, but I can't even remember the way he looked. Oh no, because the Franky was like,
just-
I'm actually here to do stuff.
Just look at our thumbnail. He coincidentally made its way in.
Right?
It's
Sneaking in
literally
there,
what the
peeking
video looks like right now. He's that pink motherfucker.
Okay.
Speaking of which, on the Sliderz side, keep in mind, we don't make our thumbnails. Our cool-ass fan, Justice Ag, makes our thumbnails. He's compensated. Probably not enough, but he's compensated. I don't know who the fuck that bitch Quinn's holding is. Or, no, it's not Quinn. It's the center guy. Whatever. He's holding some weird alien-looking chick in his arms. And I'm like, I don't recognize that.
He
Whatever.
probably took her from Farscape.
I'm still, I honestly, I was hoping he fucking photoshopped someone in from Stargate or some shit because I'm like, I don't recognize that. I'm gonna let it slide, and maybe someone will explain it to me at some point.
Man, I want to watch Farscape. I haven't done that since I was about the same age I watched Sliderz at, probably.
God, I've never seen Farscape.
I remember it had a really cool settings.
Yeah, like it was. I remember it having really great production values for a fucking 90s TV show.
Right?
Like, I mean, I'm sure they're not going to hold up at all, but I'm pretty sure it'll be really visually interesting. Just being like, holy crap, they did this in the 90s with a TV budget.
I mean, that's
it
kind
was
of how
shot like actual art.
I mean,
Unlike this episode of Sliderz.
which looks even better than that.
Somehow, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
incredible.
Incredible.
Yeah, I mean, this is clearly of a higher caliber than any episode of Farscape.
Our Christmas special doesn't look vastly better than this episode of Sliderz at all.
Man, he's not even saying that ironically.
But I sounded like I was saying it ironically, which is what makes me not smug when I say it. But no, I love watching 90s movies and stuff. It's great. I feel way better about our video quality. I'm like,
I don't know.
God
I mean-
damn, I live in the future.
I mean, I don't think you're on, like, Cool Runnings territory yet.
I mean, Cool Runnings clearly had a very nice camera, very good film stock, and some sort of professional filming it.
Right.
Right?
Whereas
Man.
we have a cheap camera that we strap many things to make it much better. It's still a 2K camera. It's not 10.
Your goddamn Constructicon camera.
I love it. It's great. It makes that sound every time you boot it up. Man, can I hack it to make that sound?
Maybe.
Oh wait, it does have a speaker. I think it's just internal.
Ooh.
It sounds so bad.
It does sound so bad. Everything about audio with that camera is so bad.
Right.
But enough about our camera. Bob, how do you feel? Which one's the better Sliderz episode? Sliderz or GT?
I want to give it to Sliderz just because it's such a mess.
There's an ambition with its ideas.
Right.
That is appreciable. what if lawyers were gunslingers?
The thing is, though, I feel like they don't because it's literally someone said that sentence.
Yes,
right.
and this entire script sprung to life haphazardly.
But yeah, nobody's thought about it past that point. So it's not even ambitious. It's like literally someone said that as a joke, and then they just started writing a script, and they didn't have any kind of consistency.
Look at this guy thinking they wrote a script.
Some guy took a series of napkins and wrote some dialogue on it.
Stephen King wrote Sliders?
And then stapled them together and handed it to the fucking cast and crew.
Oh, that's way too organized for Stephen King.
Trust me, this is nobody me insulting GT and saying it's worse than Sliders. This is me saying Sliders is an atrocity.
Bob's arguing the maxim that is being Sliders. You know, he's saying, no, you don't understand what it truly means to be Sliders.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like a lot of Sliders episodes are that exact thing, where it's just somebody said a thing that everyone, for whatever reason, thought was brilliant. And then they write a whole episode, and how it goes from there is different all the time. Sometimes you get something pretty good. Other times you get Prison Planet, where the whole idea is, what if they had tracking devices, and if anyone got in a fight, they exploded their buddy?
Oh man, it's like that episode of Star Trek.
Are you Mike Stacklasa? You have to tell me if you're Mike Stacklasa. You know that, right?
I guess.
I say, I can't. If you've got like Red Letter Media money, you should share with the class.
Is that where that TV gets? So wait, does that make me or Jay Rich Evans? This is very important.
I'm pretty sure I'm Rich Evans. If anyone's going to be Rich Evans, you got to be Jay.
I mean, you do constantly. Yes, I do have to be Jay. Oddly enough, but yeah, I feel like Jay has said, "Oh Jesus Christ," enough times where he's probably Rich Evans.
Please don't avoid it at this point.
And I'm pretty sure I've slurred enough words. You know?
Just running everything together. Oh man, but Bob can't read, just like Rich Evans. So it's like Rich Evans is all of us.
Maybe there's a little Rich Evans in all of us.
But okay, so for me, Bob, did you ultimately decide Sliders was the more Sliders?
The more Sliders.
Oh man,
it's just
so
way
we're
it is.
50-50 split. Is you were saying GT makes for a really good Sliders episode, arguing that the maxim of Sliders isn't lack of quality, but instead the idea of having a society and a planet and actually introducing a universe instead of shitting the bed halfway through and then throwing out buzzwords.
Like
which is admirable.
And I respect that. I really do. I think you're both right, and that's why I'm really conflicted right now, because these are both really fucking solid directions to take this, and I'm very torn.
I mean, Dan, you are the resident Sliders expert.
I am, and man, that has only made my job harder because I watched both of these and went, man, that is so fucking Sliders. Once they stopped having like connective tissue for the world and the plot and everything and just kept yelling buzzwords, I was like, Sliders, totally Sliders. And then in GT, when he's chained to the bed and he's like, this thing's counting up the money, I'm like, Sliders, totally Sliders. So I don't know.
Which one's older? I want to know. Like, did GT come out after?
They're both 96.
Oh my god!
See, that's what I was saying. I was like, it was the late 90s, the mid to late 90s. People were just writing Sliders. I don't know.
You couldn't stop them.
Sliders happens. But I'm going to have to say it's a draw.
Oh, fuck.
Which means this episode, GT versus Sliders, comes to an absolute stalemate. Good job to both of our contenders. You're both obviously the series Sliders. GigaBoots has been brought to you by our Immaculate God King executive producers, Vincent Poverk, Cy Wolf, Nicholas Cameron, E. Lee Broyles, Unit Number 2, Joshua Mattingly, Brendan O'Sullivan, Trouncing Trogdor, Starfalcon, and Spaceman Spiff. Thank you to all of our God King executive producers, and also these guys. Head on over to patreon.com/gigaboots and become one of these names today.